Welcome to the first lesson in my Petty School reading course. In this course, I'm going to teach young children how to speak, read, and write rightly. We're going to do that by first studying the letters and sounds of the Latin language, and then learning the letters and sounds of English. In this first lesson, we're going to talk about language, and we're going to learn what ideas are, what words are, about syllables, and about letters. And then in our next lesson, we're going to get started learning our first sounds from classical Latin. So to get started, we're going to study language together. Language is special for human beings, for men and women, boys and girls. No other creatures that God made use language the way that we do. Dogs can bark and make signs with their bodies to one another, but they don't use language. Other animals don't use language. Only people, because we have the gift of reason that God gave us when He created us, only people are able to use true language. And so in this course, we're going to learn about language, and in your education in school, you're going to learn how to use language, because that's necessary for you to be a wise and good person who lives in the world and glorifies God. So let's begin by talking about language. Language is how we share our ideas with other people. And what are ideas? Okay? If we look out into the world or look around the room that we're in, we can see lots of different objects. We can see a chair, a desk, a camera. We can look outside and see the sun and the trees, maybe some animals out in the yard. All of these things are called objects, all right? But we can also think of these things. We can close our eyes, for example, and we can just think of a tree. We can think about the sun. We can think about a dog or a chair or a desk. Let's do it together. Let's just try this, okay? Close your eyes for a minute. I'll close mine. Close your eyes and think about the sun. Think about the sun. You can think about the shape of the sun. You can think about the warmth of the sun. You can think about the color of the sun. You can think about where the sun is in the sky. You have an image in your mind of the sun. Now let's think about something different. Let's think about a tree. Think about a tree. You can think about the color of the tree. You can think about different kinds of trees. You can think about the leaves on the tree. And what you have in your mind is an image or an idea about those objects around you. So that mental image, the picture in our mind of anything that we have seen, felt, heard, smelled, tasted, or understood, those images in our mind are called ideas. I-D-E-A-S. Ideas. Mental images of anything we have seen, felt, smelled, heard, tasted, or understood. These are ideas. If we close our eyes, we can picture these things, all kinds of things. These are ideas. Now, what language is how we share ideas. So if I have an idea in my mind and I would like to share that idea with you, I can do it in a number of different ways. One way is that I can draw a picture. Okay, if I have an idea, an image in my mind, and I'd like to share that idea with you, I could draw you a picture. That's one way that I could share an idea. Sometimes people share ideas with music. A composer will make a song that shares a certain idea that he has. Maybe he's happy, or he's sad, or he loves someone, and he'll share his ideas with music. So we can share ideas with pictures, we can share ideas with music, but usually we share our ideas with words, whether we're speaking to people or we're writing to people. We share our ideas with words. Words are part of our language. We use words to share ideas. Now, when we learn about words, we learn that there are two different kinds of words. And you know this already. There are two different kinds of words. You use them and see them every day. First, there are spoken words. Spoken words. We simply share words by speaking. And when you're a little child, almost all of your language is made up of spoken words. You spend all of your time listening, maybe to your mother or your father or your brothers and sisters. You listen to their spoken words, and you share your ideas with them with your spoken words. We share our ideas with spoken words. But when you get a little older and you start to go to school, you study so that you can learn to share your ideas with written words. Okay? We use spoken words every day. Even little children, even little babies use spoken words and listen to spoken words. But when we get older, we study and learn to share our ideas with written words. You learn to read because in a book or on a piece of paper, you can read words that someone else has written. You can read written words, and you can also learn to write written words, to share your ideas or to learn the ideas of other people by written words. So there are two kinds of words: spoken words and written words. Now, in order for us to learn about words, we have to learn how words are made. And words are made with syllables. Syllables. You see this word here? S-Y-L-L-A-B-L-E-S. Syllables. Words are made of syllables. So for example, the word mother, mother, is made of two syllables. Ma is one syllable and there is another syllable. The word mother, which is used to share an idea of your mother, if you close your eyes and think of your mother, the word mother shares that idea. Okay? The word mother is made of two syllables. Ma, there, two syllables. So we're going to study syllables because that's how we speak. We use spoken sounds called syllables when we speak. But when we read or write, we use letters to write syllables. So syllables are written with letters. Okay, a syllable can have just one letter, like ah, okay, or o. Any of the vowels can be one letter and make a syllable. If you show me something that's very beautiful, I may look at it and say, oh, and that's a syllable of just one letter. Letters make syllables, syllables make words. In this course, we're going to study the letters and the sounds of letters from a couple different languages, because our language, English, comes from a couple different languages. And the only way that we can understand our language is if we know something about these other languages which came first, because our language came from those other languages. So in this class, in Petty School Reading, we're going to learn about some other languages, and we're going to study the letters and sounds of some other languages, and then lead up to our study of our language so that our language makes sense to you and you can use it rightly when you speak or read or write. We're going to focus on two languages. The first one is Latin. We're going to study the sounds and letters of the Latin language because many of our words and sounds came from Latin. And then we're going to work and move on to study English, which is our language that we speak every day, English. English comes from Latin and from Greek and from German and from French and from some other languages, and they all come together to make the language that we use every day. You'll never be able to read well or write well or even to speak well until you've learned a little bit about these different languages. So in this course, we're going to start by studying Latin, and then we're going to finish by studying English. And when we're done, you'll be able to read and write and speak rightly in English every day, okay? This course is designed to help you prepare for the study of grammar when you get a little older. So we're hoping that one day you'll go on to study Latin grammar, Greek grammar, and English grammar. And this course will help you to get ready to do that. All right? So let's go back over what we've talked about so far. And then in our next lesson, we'll get started learning about the letters and sounds of Latin language. We learned that language is used to share ideas. And we talked about what ideas are, that ideas are images in our mind of anything that we see, smell, taste, hear, touch, or understand. All of these images in our minds are called ideas. We learned that language is how we share our ideas with other people and how other people share their ideas with us. We learned that there are a couple different ways that people can share their ideas. We can share our ideas with pictures. We can share ideas with music and sounds. But usually we share our ideas with words. And we learned that there are two kinds of words: spoken words, which you already know how to use, and written words, which maybe you don't know how to use yet because you haven't learned to read. So there are two kinds of words, spoken and written. We learn that words are made up of syllables, and syllables are spoken sounds. And then we learned that words, when we write them, are made up of letters. And we're going to study the letters of Latin and English and their sounds in Petty School Reading. So that's our first lesson in Petty School Reading, just to help you get started. And in our next lesson, we're going to learn our first sounds. So I hope that's a helpful start for you. I look forward to having these lessons with you day by day, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun. And by the end of this course, you're going to know how to share ideas with written words. I hope that's helpful. God bless your studies.